ODM leader Raila Odinga, Amani National Congress chief Musalia Mudavadi, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka and Ford Kenya's Moses Wetang'ula are at the Kenyan coast to agree on a presidential candidate and a power-sharing formula if they beat President Uhuru Kenyatta in the August elections. The four retreated to Vipingo region, Kilifi, amid a cloud of suspicions and anxiety among their allies following the circulation of two sets of lineups last week. The principals will be guided by recommendations from the National Coordinating Committee, which is said to have assessed the strengths and weaknesses of the four principals. We now want to cross over to Mombasa County, where Francis Mtalaki now joins us. Francis, the leaders have been there for a few days now. What is it we're hearing from their camps and what to expect in coming days as well?
Well, good afternoon, Sophia, and we can indeed confirm that the four NASA co-principals are here at the coast region. We understand that Kalonzo Musyoka, immediately he completed his tour in Kwale County. He is now at Kilifi County, and with regard to the opinion that most Kenyans are waiting for the NASA flag bearer, we understand that yesterday night the four co-principals met at Vipingo Ridge and deliberating the report that was presented by the committee that was mandated to look into issue on the reasons as to and some of the issues that are supposed to be spearheaded in terms of seeking the NASA presidential ticket, presidential flag bearer for that matter. And we now want to involve one of the political analysts here, which is Miss Maimuna Widau, to possibly try and deliberate. Maybe you can move closer. Try and deliberate this issue in terms of the seeking for the NASA flag bearer for that matter. One question that maybe Kenyans are asking: these are four persons who are seeking to seek for one position or two. Which is the best sort of balancing act that maybe can come out in terms of seeking the flag bearer?
I think there are several factors that need to be considered in choosing the flag bearer. One of them has to be the regional balance, because if you look at the NASA team, there are two individuals who come from the Western region, the leader of ODM who comes from Nyanza, and then you have Kalonzo Musyoka coming from the lower eastern side, which is Ukambani. To be able to balance the four individuals, there's a need to look at which combination works better. The combination of Nyanza as a party leader or the leading head and Ukambani works better because it brings one from the Western Kenya and the Eastern Kenya. The other one could be possibly Ukambani and Western. Again, that brings the western part of Kenya with the eastern part. Now, these two combinations are the best combinations that could work at the moment, and the other leaders could possibly be an arrangement where they could be accommodated as possibly maybe prime minister, leader of the majority. That's an option. The other option that may not be workable is having two leaders from the western part of Kenya to be running mates. That may leave the rest of the country out in terms of sharing the resources. Something that is very critical here, one of the major players is the Coast Province. And in this combination, you don't see any leadership from the Coast Province that may be able to partner, because Coast does bring a lot of membership into the NASA. So Coast needs to be considered at some point to be able to bring the region into the fold. Other factors that are very important and critical are the numbers. The leaders will be the running mates, need to be able to garner the majority. For instance, if we have Nyanza combined with Ukambani, the numbers may be sufficient, but add to Western region, the numbers may be huge, because you have Wetang'ula and Mudavadi together. They may bring the Luya block vote together into the NASA. Now, to add to that, when you have the coast region coming into the larger group, then the top-up makes the whole game doable or winnable. The other factor that is very important is the person who is going to lead the team has to be a very strong personality who will be able to galvanize the whole country together. Now, among the four people, definitely what has been seen for a long period of time, the Nyanza leadership has been seen to be able to bring everybody into the fold and take them ahead. Now, if they're able to sustain that for the next few months, then there's going to be a very tight race. Another issue that comes to mind, apart from the numbers and the leadership, is the resources. Who will be able to maneuver and bring the resources and carry the larger burden and everybody on board? Because not everybody has the kind of resources you need to run a presidential campaign.
And two, the four core principles have been moving around, and one thing that has been coming out from most of the leaders is that ODM side seems to say that it is Raila Odinga, and the other side, like Wiper, they're saying that no, Kalonzo Musyoka, there is no NASA. My question now, 3 days, is there likely that there will be a fallout?
A fallout may be very difficult at this point, because you only fall out at a certain point that the group you're joining in, you will be in the same position in the group you left. So if the assumption is Kalonzo Musyoka would be number 2 in NASA, then the fallout going to Jubilee, number 2 is already covered on the other side, unless there's something bigger that fallout will bring. But again, we've had many times Kalonzo Musyoka saying that Kalonzo alone will not win, Weta alone will not win, Mudavadi alone will not win, and that he is not going anywhere. Those were just strategies by the other group trying to make Kalonzo look like he's a defeatist or he's a spoiler. But Kalonzo has said that he is in NASA to stay, and for the next few days we are yet to see. And if that doesn't happen, I think it makes NASA a very strong team to compete with the other one.
And now, when we look at the Raila Kalonzo being the flag bearers for the NASA coalition, that is, if they agree, and looking at what had happened in 2013, and it was the same Raila Kalonzo, how different it is now, given that we have Wetang'ula and Musalia Mudavadi who is coming in?
I think it's very different, very, very different since 2013, because in 2013, Mudavadi was not there, and Mudavadi has a substantial number of votes already. So you combine the 2013 team, come with Mudavadi, I think we almost had about 800,000 votes. That adds a lot to the NASA team. So the Luya vote probably might actually merge together and bring a bigger block to the NASA group. So 2013 and 2017, it's a totally different ball game.
And lastly, maybe in 1 minute because of time, and can they get to a point where they can't agree anymore?
I think if they can't agree anymore, they all lose. That's about it. They
Why?
all lose. Because individually they cannot win. Collectively they can win. So it's up to them to decide whether they want to win or to lose. So any one of them bolts out, they all lose. Not one person loses, but they all lose. At this point, there is no going back, as far as I'm concerned. If they are truly interested to bring about change, then this is the moment for them. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. That was political analyst Ms. Maimuna Widau speaking to us number of issues. Remember that the NASA 4 core principles are here in the coast region, and so we'll be keeping an eye from today, tomorrow, and the day after in terms of are they going to announce who is going to be the flag bearer for the NASA ticket, for that matter. Back to you, Sophia.
Thank you. Many thanks, Francis Mtalaki, live for us, the coast, Mombasa County. Now, President Shaw